All right, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're talking about so-called conservative influencer Mike Cernovich, the self-proclaimed alpha male, MAGA commentator, and author of Guerrilla Mindset. Now, I want to be clear, Mike Cernovich isn't all bad. He's had some solid takes like calling out Big Pharma's influence or pushing back against cancel culture. And he's done some good like raising awareness about free speech. But here's the problem: his personal contradictions and failure to fully own up to his past hypocrisies undermine the values he claims to champion. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell. And let's break down why this supposed conservative hero is more grifter than leader. Now, Mike Cernovich wants you to believe he's a warrior for conservative principles, a red blooded, America First alpha male who's all about family, strength, and self reliance. Now, he's built a following preaching to men about dominating life, rejecting weakness, and upholding traditional gender roles. Sounds like someone the right could rally behind, right? But when you dig into his past, you'll see a man whose actions spit in the face of the values he peddles. So let's start with his so called alpha persona. Now, Mike Cernovich loves to lecture men on being tough, traditional, and unwavering. Yet he's got a blog post from 2012 on his Danger and Play site titled, and I can't make this up, "What is sex with a tranny like?" Okay, let that sink in for a second. Now, this is where he brags about sleeping with a quote unquote transgender woman. Okay. Now, look, personal choices are one thing, but this is a guy who's made a career railing against transgenderism and the erosion of traditional masculinity. Not necessarily bad things to rail against, but he's out here mocking the left's woke agenda while conveniently sidestepping any real accountability for his own history. Now, if you're going to champion conservative family values and traditional gender norms, maybe don't leave a paper trail that makes you look like a hypocrite, or at least own it and explain yourself. Explain yourself, Mike. It's not just inconsistent, it's a betrayal of the principles his audience holds dear. But the grift gets worse. Cernovich loves to play the self-made man, telling his followers to grind, hustle, and take no handouts. Yet, how did he bankroll his rise to fame? Well, you might have guessed it, but he got a massive divorce settlement from his first wife, a Silicon Valley lawyer who cashed out big on an IPO. Now, according to reports, his payout was about $2.6 million, which he used to fund his blogging career and lifestyle. Now, for a guy who preaches that men should be providers and protectors, living off his ex-wife's money is about as anti-conservative as it gets. Real men, according to the values he claims to uphold, don't build empires on alimony, they build them through hard work and integrity. Cernovich's wealth didn't come from grit, it came from a divorce court. That's not alpha, that's a loser move. And let's talk about his hustle. Cernovich has made a name for himself stirring up outrage, whether it's pushing conspiracy theories or doxing opponents to stay relevant. He's not fighting for the right's core values like faith, family, or freedom. He's fighting for clicks, book sales, and clout. Now, this is a guy who will jump on any controversy, from Pizzagate to James Gunn, if it keeps his name in the headlines. That's not conviction, that's grifting. True conservatives stand on principle, not whatever trend gets them retweets. So I want to be clear, Cernovich isn't a leader in the conservative movement. He's a parasite leeching off of it. He wraps himself in the flag of traditionalism while his past and his bank account tell a different story. The right deserves better than a fraud who profits by betraying the very values he claims to champion. So, in any case, That's what I think. Let me know what you all think. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.